Warm greetings to each of you. Hope you all have been staying positive and testing negative. I am Ishika Pant, 20 years old, computer science student at St. Xavier's College. I spent my 12 years of schooling at St. Mary's School, but despite over a decade of convent schooling and continuing to do so, I never could figure out how the sisters at Mary's and fathers of Xavier's were devoted to selflessness and how I never had it. The little voice inside my head always questioned why I did not feel the same way. During my school days, we had a poor box money collection every weekend where we collected stationery items to wearable used clothes along with a few pennies to give it out to the needy ones. Since then, I always had a social calling to help the needy. I felt a pull towards something greater than myself since the beginning of time. Amidst the years, I traveled to places and thought that I had a call for adventure, but instead felt whole when I helped people, be it after the devastating earthquake of 2015 or the ongoing pandemic, which has resulted in a grieving situation in our country and the world. Not only restricted to these, but it also extends to celebrating birthdays and other special occasions by exchanging smiles with others. It helped me understand that living in the moment and connecting with others is what I am all about. Everyone's spiritual journey is distinct, ever-changing, and never-ending. Wearing red and white or shaving their heads may be symbolic for others, but connecting with spirits is what counts for me. The sensation of inner deadness and stagnation lifted after I heeded the call to adventure and began exploring for answers. The veil has been lifted from my sight. I have been awakened to new possibilities, new perspectives, and profound insights. There is renewed hope, ecstatic zest for life, joyful anticipation, and the passion to learn, explore, and grow. After the COVID-19 pandemic, life has changed unpredictably for me. There have been instances where I was feeling extra sensitive and fragile, was shedding my older self and transforming into a new one, but didn't know who I truly was yet. It was more than easy for me to feel meaningless when I perceived myself as a mere cog in our society's machine. While the expectations for ongoing development and evolution might be challenging at times, they are vital for us to discover our life's purpose and achieve our destiny on this planet. I went to nature, attempted meditation, and traveled as I struggled to discover myself. It was the 5th of December 2020. The winter season had officially begun. Shivers were running down my spine as I stood between two clashing points in the realm of different worlds divided by just one river. One side had harsh reality, sorrows, and loud sounds of cries and just pain. The other side had chants, people thriving and saying all in the name of God. As I stood there, the burnt smell of the two distinct things was clear. One was dead, and the other was the sole meaning of finding it. I have been in certain places a couple of times, not knowing what is the truth. The difference between people and chaos. The dilemma is where I get lost in not knowing if the people are real or my happiness. It is a mix of both chaos and peace. Similar to my life, I just constantly clashed with two different things and chased none, and just kept quiet in peace. I didn't look for answers, I just saw. The place that I'm talking about is the downside river of Pashupatinath temple. The river divides the same place into two different realms, each having its role. I could see the ashes and burnt smell of the body on one side, and on the other side, I could hear chants and the smell of incense. Like two different things coming together, one side had cried, and the other side had the name of God. The reality seemed to be quite clear at that right moment. The next stage of spiritual path was awakening and learning. A higher degree of illumination was experienced once the body, heart, and mind went through this cleaning and puring process. I began to incorporate all of the lessons learned and the gifts gained into my daily life. This is the point in which I genuinely began to walk the talk. We may or we may not take the position of the teacher, guide, or mentor, or we may embrace new ways of assisting others. Perhaps the most distinguishing feature of the stage is a profound connection to one's true nature. This is a personal inner understanding of the divine as one's true face, authentic essence, and ultimate home. There is no single point in which we stop this inner metamorphosis. The whole mistaken idea of reaching a state of perfection really only equals death and stagnation. And what happens when things stop growing and flowing? They become lethargic, degrade, decay, and disintegrate. If we wish to live a deep, meaningful, rich, rewarding, and loving life that is full of heart and soul, beginning your spiritual journey is not only important, but crucial. So when will we be embarking on our journey of enlightenment? What is it that preventing us from living to our full potential? What are we all afraid of? Thank you.